As the end of the year approaches, you're going to start getting more than just Christmas cards in the mail.
It's the many documents you'll need to file your tax return, and the time to start collecting them is actually now.
Mary Mellem is with Ashwaubenon Tax Professionals, and she has advice on how to get your tax preparation checklist going. I can't believe we're already talking about that. Hi, Mary.
Ticking.
Good to see you.
Hello, Susan. Hello, Brady. It's nice to see both of you.
I guess for you, tax time never ends, right?
That is correct.
But now is the time to get your documentation together. What are some of the things you need to be looking for?
Well, first of all, after the first of the year, about the end of January, you'll start getting the W-2s and other things from your banks and rent and things like that. But by the end of what you should be thinking about is the things that you need to do by the end of the year. There are, if you want to make charitable contributions, they need to be in the mail or made online by December 31st. And you also need to keep records of those charitable contributions, because without that, you cannot deduct them. This year, you will have to itemize to do charitable contributions, unlike what we've been able to do in the last couple of years. So it is itemizing, but they're important nonetheless. If you don't itemize and you are retired and age 70 and a half or over, you can direct money out of your IRA to go directly to a charity. It's called a qualified charitable deduction, QCD. And you would have to make contact with your custodian of your IRA to make that happen before the end of the year.
So it sounds like it is really important to maybe keep all of that documentation as you go through the year, so it's all ready for you.
That's an excellent idea.
Well done, Brady. See, you're doing it right.
I learned a thing or two.
Mary, I heard that the IRS has been warning some taxpayers this year that the refunds are going to be less than they may be expecting. Why is that?
The last 2 years, because of COVID, we've had a big difference because of the stimulus money, because of some of the change in law, making larger child tax credit payments, things like that. Since that happened, people were maybe getting more money than they did either through the year or at tax time. And all of that is gone as we know it now. So things may be smaller than they were last year just because of the free money, so to speak, that's gone.
Well, do you have any advice for families on how to prepare for that or how to look for that change and see how it affects them?
I think possibly if they could go back to take a look at their tax returns back about 2 years pre-pandemic and take a look at the way it looked then and compare the numbers, maybe their wages and things to that, it might be a little bit easier for them to see what that looked like that year, and it might be more like what's going on now. Just don't spend the money before you have it, because it may be different.
Sure.
It seems to get more complicated every single year.
Right.
What are some other things, the key things you want people to be thinking about as the year comes to an end?
Well, property taxes, for one thing. The state of Wisconsin gives a $300 credit for property taxes that are paid during the year. You need to have paid in $2,500 by the end of the year in order to get the full credit. And that time is coming soon. So that's a credit you don't want to miss out on, Wisconsin.
Well, and April 15th seems like a long way away, but it will be here before we know it. Do you always encourage people to do this as soon as possible and just get it out of the way?
The sooner you file, the better. IRS is behind. They are over, I think it's about 3 million returns from 2021. The returns that were filed during 2022 that have not been processed yet for one reason or another. And so they're going to be playing catch up plus trying to keep up with this year. So I guess my best advice is be patient. Do electronic filing if you can, do direct deposit if you can. Those are the best ways to get the money to you with the least amount of hassle.
Great advice.
Yes.
Mary, how's the snow up in Ashwaubenon? Did you get a lot of snow up there?
We are, and it is continuing to snow, and things are closing down around here, just like your weather message said. We're getting it up here too.
Okay. Well, happy holidays to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Great information.
Thank you.
You are welcome, and happy holidays to all of you.